With the rise of Belgrade China and its increasing level of infrastructure building near India's border area, there is a need for India to enhance its infrastructure capabilities to deter China from pursuing any misadventure along the LAC. So, along with LAC and to further develop its long term strategy to contain China. What's the issue? So, China has been developing infrastructure along with LAC. The latest satellite images reveal that China was building a second bridge over the Pangong TSO. This bridge can carry tanks and facilitate faster movement of military forces between the north and south bank of the lake. So, what kind of infrastructure is being built by China? That's a question. For improving air assets, the first type of area is aimed of enhancing the capabilities of the PLAF. Like China Air Forces, as earlier it has a limited number of operational airfield in the Tibetan plateau, and its problem of operating from high altitudes were a serve handicap for the People Liberation Army or Air Forces. PLA means People Liberation Army. After the Doklam incident in 2017, 37 airports and heliports within Tibetan and Xinjiang have been newly constructed or upgraded, of which at least 22 are identifiable as military or dual-use facilities. Dual-use facilities are those infrastructure that can have both military and civilian applications. These facility includes hardened shelters for housing military aircraft and underground facilities to ensure survivability. And it's also have air defense missile for protection. And we can say in a runways extension also. Helicopter operation facilities is one of them. So for enhancing logistics, the second area is focused on the ability of the PLA, means People Liberation Army, or it's to rapidly mobilize its forces from its mainland bases to their battle location through an improved road and rail network. We can say, and as earlier we noticed that in between 2015 and 2020, so Tibet highways grew from I think 7,840 kilometers to 11,820 kilometers. So a 51% increase in June 2021. A high-speed rail line connecting Lhasa and Ningchi entered services. It's covering the 435 kilometer distance in 2.5 hours. And for ramping up forward movement, the infrastructure is also being developed for speedy application of combat power at LAC. China has constructed at least 8 key roads towards LAC from the G219 highway. These roads provide connectivity to areas opposite important Indian military posts in Ladakh, and it's from Daulat Beg Oldie to Galwan Valley, Pangong TSO and Chumar also. In addition, infrastructure such as the bridge at Pangong TSO will assist in the faster north-south movement of troops. So what are China's intention behind this? So we need to know, because it's very necessary to us to know that what is the China's intention behind this. So like China infrastructure buildup is aimed at reducing India's advantage in the employment of air power during a conflict along LAC. It is to overcome their shortfalls, neutralize India's air power edge over Tibet, and increase the PLA combat capability for war fighting along LAC. So what are the challenges for India? Because it's the intention of China, so we need to know what are the challenges for India. So like it would increase the PLA combat capability for war fighting along LAC. With the improved infrastructure in Tibet and Xinjiang, China could quickly mobilize its troops on the border from its base. China would be able to neutralize India's air power edge over Tibet. What is the response from the Indian side? We need to know this also. So the Indian Army has redeployed significant forces from the Pakistan border to the northern front. A major push has been given to infrastructure development, improving surveillance and construction of roads. After the 2020 standoff in eastern Ladakh, the Indian government has sanctioned the construction of 32 roads along LAC, because it is very necessary according to the situation just creating by China. And the question is, what could be the way forward? If I'm talking about the build differences, so India must develop a strategy that strengthens its deterrent posture. So deterrence is based on a strong army deployment along with the LAC. India must focus on capabilities and that seeks to impose punishing cost in the event of a conflict. Like tactical thinking, if I'm talking about that, apart from the infrastructure development and troop deployment, which are necessary measures, there is the need for India to define a long-term military strategy. Superior role of the IAF, Indian Air Force and Navy. It is needed to ensure that operational readiness and dominant role of Air Force in high altitude operations, as China doesn't have many forward pass bases in the region. So further harsh climate of Tibetan plateau makes transportation and mobilization of troops very difficult. India also need to develop a dominant naval position in the Indian Ocean, going beyond traditional means. So it means like capability must be developed in all domains to impose coast beyond the immediate area of conflict through long range missiles. And it's also in cyber warfare, space weapons, etc. So this was our discussion. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.